Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So here recently I seen something trending called hashtag Justice for Janice on Twitter. And if you haven't seen it, I've got the story for you here. Justice for Janice is about a 15-year-old African-American girl from Chicago who suffers with some sort of mental disability, and it has only gotten worse since her mother passed away. Now apparently there was videos that came out of her being jumped by a whole bunch of girls and I believe a couple of guys while a guy filmed it. Let's just check out that clip here. I don't know about you guys, but this clip just runs right through me, but I'll give my thoughts on it here in a little while. This was not the end of the story. Apparently, after this happened, Janice disappeared. Yeah, these kids put her on a random bus in Chicago and no one knew where she was at. So her friends and family took to Twitter with the hashtag Justice for Janice, looking for her and getting her story out there. This story trended for quite some time with thousands of people supporting her, and then a whole movement was made to try to find her over in Chicago. The girls involved ended up receiving a whole bunch of death threats, which led them to put out this video.
Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. And then, oh my God.
Charisma, G. You need to move around somewhere, G. Like, great.
Yeah, let me see. They trying to kill you.
They gonna try to kill
everybody. They try. Everybody, we are so sorry. We really sorry. What you say? I'm still on 95th and Eggleston, Ma. I'm still on 95th and Eggleston, Ma.
I'm gonna suck some ridiculous like that.
95th and Eggleston.
You see him.
Everybody, we sorry. Please, just leave us alone.
I'm sorry.
Please. Oh my God. I was just saying that everybody that wanted to. I was just saying.
Oh my dear brother, if I catch one of you little girls, I'm going to pick them. Yo, Lane.
Hello?
Yeah.
We are sorry. I swear to God.
I don't know about you, but I don't feel one bit sorry for them. I mean, I know they're young girls and stuff, but what they did was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I think parents really need to sit their children down and have a talk with them about other children with learning disabilities, other children with mental disabilities, and the importance of treating them with respect and helping them, giving them a helping hand, not seeing them as an easy victim to manipulate, beat up, and torment. And that's exactly what these girls did to Janice. But anyhow, the father had contacted the school. The school said that there was absolutely nothing that they could do to help. You know, this wasn't on school property, and kind of brushed it off. So there was actually a movement on Twitter to get people to call the school and try to pressure them into helping, which from what I've heard, I don't think really went anywhere. And the father did end up contacting authorities, and authorities got involved. I don't know if the girls are going to face any charges or not, though. The boy that recorded this ended up putting out this video.
Tell me, she said, come here.
But, like motherfucker said, she didn't deserve to get her ass
She didn't deserve to get her ass beat.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, that's what happened for, and y'all can't come.
All y'all females that's out there talking tough, y'all get together and y'all go fight the group of bitches that jumped. Why y'all talking to us about this?
That was right. Yeah, we was right there. I was recording, but that shit, like...
Fuck, we gonna break
What y'all want us to be Captain Sable? No!
I am not.
Trust the hoe!
Not Superman, folks.
Ain't got shit to do with us. We don't supposed to let that shit be, bro.
I am not Superman. I don't go just saving random
Trying to
people.
save motherfuckers.
I don't got superpowers. Now what they would have jumped me?
Type of shit is so he sucked your thing.
Yeah, a lot of vulgar talk in that one. And he's no Superman. You don't have to be a Superman to step in on the behalf of anyone, disability or not, of anyone that is being victimized. All it takes is you being a decent person. I don't know, I guess maybe you're scared. You're scared you're gonna get beat up by those girls, but I mean, come on, man. Step in. Don't be a little bitch boy. Because that's what he was. He was being a little bitch boy. I don't care. I feel for this girl because she's like my oldest daughter's age, and I do have children with disabilities, so anyhow, this story did eventually end up having a happy ending. She was found. There's a very short clip of that here.
Janice!
That's right, she was actually found on a train trying to head to a relative's house, and the person that found her ended up taking her out shopping and trying to put a smile on her face until she could reconnect her with her family. So luckily this all had a happy ending. Well, as far as getting her home safe, it had a happy ending, but this is so ridiculous. I am so tired of seeing people like Janice being victimized. As I was saying earlier, I have children with disabilities. I myself was diagnosed with learning disabilities growing up. I mean, they're not super severe or anything, but I do have ADHD and I do have like dyslexia and stuff. But to see someone that could be as bad off as, say, my youngest son, because I don't know her actual mental state, I've never met her, but someone who obviously cannot fight back, cannot stand up for themselves, be victimized is horrible, especially being victimized by that many people. Somebody without any disabilities that got jumped by that many people would have a lot of trouble trying to fight back and could end up being killed. A fight like that, being jumped like that, has killed so many people in the past. I don't know what causes this. I don't know if it's like a bad neighborhood that causes this or just boredom. Because I know, I look around my own neighborhood and things like arcades and stuff like that are practically gone now. I guess due to the internet and home game systems and stuff. But these kids, they have nothing to do, so they go out and they cause malice and get into mischief and get in trouble and beat each other up and find someone to victimize, and it's ridiculous. I hope that these kids are charged to the fullest extent of the law. I hope that they learn a lesson from this, and maybe this will turn some of them around and maybe even make them grow up to help people like Janice. I think that's the best we could hope for of an outcome. That's probably the best scenario of an outcome. But I really think Janice's story will end up affecting a lot of people. I think it has affected a lot of people. But for those of you that may have seen it and didn't know the outcome, yes, she was found safe and sound. She's okay. And police have been contacted. So if these girls aren't already in juvenile, they may be headed there. I do not feel sorry for them, not one bit, not at all, not whatsoever. I mean, they were upset because they were getting death threats, and that may be a little extreme. I don't send death threats to people, but I can see why some would, because that girl cannot stand up for herself. And I mean, if it was my son, or any of my kids, really, any of my kids, disability or not, it'd be hard for me to hold myself back, personally. But I do know better, so I would be prosecuting to the full extent of the law. Just period. So yeah, she probably won't see this, but if Janice ever does see this, I am so glad that you're okay, and I really hope nothing like this ever happens to you again. And I hope those people that did this to you, bullied you, and victimized you, learns a lesson, and so that this doesn't happen again to someone like you or to you again. So yeah, that's about all I got to say about this. I'd like to know what you have to say about this story in my comments below, so let me know. And you know, like, share, subscribe, share this out to all your good friends, and I will see you next time. Peace. That is just awful, man. You think eventually, after so many years of us preaching the bullying thing, people would learn, but it's like generation after generation. That's the one thing that never seems to change, is the bullying. And people getting jumped like that. It happened when I was a kid. My father was a kid, and it's still happening now. It's awful.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.